Suboleng olengurani le Sidai TV engolong dorara e Jumatano ondarikini 23 telava liokuni telare lonkalifuniero 24 na kulolomon tongoroki kaji Vivian Kanoi Etejo hoseneta ile county enkarena rokolo yanyitile damolekina meisha kino nirorogonyara shiraini olorere lo manyemurua enkoronkoro tolosho lelatele Tanzania oregreiro tedukuye bunge senete elo shole Kenya netejo olekina mekisha kino na keariano lengilo shole Tanzania tialo inaroruata na yuneya aiduri lorere ejo kebo airorogonyile lo Maasai lo manyina murua enkoronkoro tolosho le Tanzania.
Speaker, there are issues that affect us, the Maasais, as an example. We know today our brothers in Tanzania who cross back and forth, who are able to bring in their cows to Narok, to Kajiado, are now suffering because of the actions being taken by their government, where we have over 80,000 Maasais who are facing eviction from their homes because of interest of protecting wild animals. I do hope, Madam Speaker, that at least because of the interests of the East African community, our brothers in the Tanzanian government can save these Maasais from being forcefully evicted from their areas. Because once they are evicted, they cross into Narok, they cross into Kajiado, then of course we stress our economy. We have brothers and sisters in Tanzania. So, Madam Speaker, I want to call upon and take this advantage and call upon even the president of Tanzania to save our people from being forcefully moved out of their land in Ngorongoro, in Loliondo district. You know, whenever you see about 80,000 people praying to God because they are facing eviction from their land, you should not only think about what is happening to them then, but you should think about the consequences. They will cross into Narok, they will cross into Kajiado, although we welcome them, but it will be stressing our limited resources. So, Madam Speaker, in conclusion, I fully support the Division of Revenue Bill, and I do hope that
Ore tonkuti olonyake kutena rulusoite ne bangutwa pale loparako egira ibanga nkomono eomona nkai bedamu ninche tenkarakina ruruata na yeulo shole Tanzania neya aidurre ninche teina murua enkoronkoro teilo shole Tanzania. Ejorguli omani njere etejo ngotonye orais lelo sho Uhuru Kenyatta Mama Ngina Kenyatta egeisha kino na kengorrate lariko pemeli mwake lomono idima irrige iltunganak lelo sho oregira irote murue Gatundu netuuta Mama Ngina lelo arikok lemesiliga iterikore elimu ajo etonake akisha kino ne arriyanu lelo arikok peyie mitasimake aitapong'o iltunganak tomba naipirta erikore orake narishata neterrepa Mama Ngina Kenyatta naboisho orais lelo sho Uhuru Kenyatta tenebo larikori lorkioma le ODM Raila Odinga.
Ati kuringana na uria mundu areretwo gwake mucii ona ngiumagara guthie in public ndangihota kurumana ikiuge uria acio mararumana tukumatigoro uguo angikorwo irumi icio ni uria marutirwo magikura ndikimwire ithuĩ tugerie kwendana bũrũri-inĩ witũ na tutwarithie maũndũ ma bũrũri na mbere na mumenye na kũrĩa mũrorete na mũtongoria wanyu ndangĩhota kũmuonia kũrĩa njĩra ĩrĩa ĩtagĩrĩire ndĩmwĩre mũthiĩ na mbere kũmenya atĩ mũtĩgĩtina harĩa mũndũ aikaire nĩwe gwĩkĩrĩa thambo irĩaga na ndare na ũru no ningĩ ũngĩkĩonio ũru nĩ ũrĩa mũnyinyi waku rĩ wagĩtindania nake githĩ tũthiĩ na mbere rĩu ndĩkĩmwĩre kũrĩa aramuonia mũrore kuo na ndamũcokeria ngatho mũno nĩ ũndũ wa gũka kumagaria my cousin.
Ore toolomon oing'ua loshon le boo netejo olosho le South Africa meekure eishop inkitambaani mask naiboorieki enkitasuro ormeitai le corona teilo osho tenkaraki netadoyie katukul enkitasuro ilo meitai teilo osho le South Africa eton ake egirai aomon ilo orere peyie eng'orisho oleng nenyok aasujaa kulie kitanapat naatipika ilo osho peiboorie enkitasuro ormeitai le corona.
Earlier today, we held a meeting of the Presidential Coordinating Council, which brings together our premiers, our mayors of all metros, ministers, deputy ministers, and representatives of SALGA, the South African Local Government Association, as well as our traditional leaders. Based on those consultations and the recommendations of the National Coronavirus Command Council, Cabinet has decided to ease several restrictions as part of adjusted level 1. The restrictions on gatherings are being significantly changed. In previous regulations, the emphasis was on placing an upper limit on the number of people who could attend a gathering. The approach now going forward is that both indoor and outdoor venues can now take up to 50% of their capacity, provided that the criteria for entrance at those venues is proof of vaccination or a COVID test not older than 72 hours. But where there is no provision for proof of vaccination or a COVID test, then the current upper limit will remain of 1,000 people indoors and 2,000 people outdoors. This change to the restriction on gatherings will be of great benefit to the sporting, cultural, entertainment, and event industries in particular. This means that if we are vaccinated or have recently tested negative, we'll be able to return to watching sports in our stadiums and attending music concerts or events. We'll be able to attend theater performances, conferences, and other events. The maximum number of people permitted at a funeral will increase from 100 to 200. As before, night vigils, after funeral gatherings, and the so-called after tears gatherings are still not allowed. There are also important changes to the regulation on the wearing of masks. As before, it is mandatory to wear a mask or similar covering over the nose and mouth when in public indoor spaces. However, a mask is not required when one is outdoors. This means that we still need to wear masks when in facilities like shops, malls, offices, factories, taxis, buses, trains, or any other indoor place. But we do not need to wear masks when we are walking on the streets of our country or our pathways, or in an open space, when exercising outdoors, or jogging, or when attending an outdoor gathering. The regulations on social distancing are also being changed, requiring that a space of 1 meter is maintained between persons in all settings except in schools. There are also changes to the regulations on international travel. Travelers entering South Africa will need to show proof of vaccination or a negative PCR test not older than 72 hours. All unvaccinated travelers entering the country who want to be vaccinated will be offered a vaccination. These measures will take effect from tomorrow. Wednesday, the 23rd of March, 2022, once the new regulations are gazetted. With these changes, almost all restrictions on social and economic activity will have been lifted. Going forward, our most important defenses against the disease are, firstly, vaccination, and secondly, the observance of basic measures such as wearing masks indoors. The further easing of the remaining restrictions will require that we increase the rate of vaccination among South Africans. The vaccine has been shown to significantly reduce severe illness. Statistics from our health facilities clearly show that people who are not vaccinated stand a higher chance of being hospitalized.
Nitabaki lomon tonkoroki tiatua Sidai TV kaji Vivian Kanoi.